It's the 10th of July today, 2022. And today my intention is to lift your spirits up, at least a little bit. I found on the Instagram some profiles that describe the truth that I believed in all my life. I found my family and people around me, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, trying to tell me something different, being more like an obstacle in my life, in what I believed in, and what I still do. I will name those profiles, Instagram profiles, in the description. But in this video, I'm just going to read it to you, what I found very, very interesting. And throughout my life, since childhood until today, I found out that people do believe in quite the opposite thing that what I will just read to you. And then they are trying to convince me that this is something, the truth is something else, not this one. And I really, really do have a good intention about this one, and I really, really hope that this video will just click the right way with you and make you actually believe in yourself more than you've been told from somebody else that the opposite thing is the truth. So let's start. I'm just going to read it to you. First, what you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. This comes from Buddha. This one is also from his wisdom, from the Buddhist wisdom. Always do the right thing, no matter what others say. It is you, not them, who have to face the consequences. Remember Madonna? I remember one interview with her that happened, maybe, 25, 30 years ago, when she said, I am tough, I know what I want, and if that makes me a bitch, okay. But when it's your ass that has to face the consequences, you have to be a bitch. That is when you want to have a career like she did, and she knew what she wanted exactly. The next one is from another channel, a Christian channel. Just keep praying. God will show you what to do next. This one is also the Buddhist wisdom. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. This is very important for you to know. This one is from a Christian channel. God is good all the time. So people, whenever somebody is like telling you the opposite, oh, God punished me, oh, what life is this, don't believe in that bullshit. Just ask the God within yourselves to help you. This is the mistake that I did, I don't know, a lot of times. I thought I can handle this, I can do this, No, but I never asked, something deeply inside of me, to help me. Just help me, open the doors. This is the mistake that I did. Because people usually do that to each other. And then they, knowingly or not knowingly, they sort of put a shadow over your thinking. And this is a shadow over your life too. So remember that God is good all the time. This is also a Buddhist wisdom, a Buddhist channel. A real growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself. Instead of blaming others, you take your power back by being responsible for your life. And this is what I spoke about, many videos ago, maybe last year, I think, that constantly blaming others. When you find people like that, oh, it's her fault, it's his fault, it's their fault, it's always somebody's fault, it's Donald Trump's fault, it's I don't know, anybody's fault, royal family's fault. Yeah, I don't like royal families. They're good for nothing inbreds. But it's not their fault. They are who they are. And I've noticed in life that this is the sign of immaturity. When you find somebody, even in school, I remember the first, second grade of high school. I was in a first or the second grade. I remember exactly those kids around me that were constantly blaming others. Oh, it's his fault, it's that fault. It's very easy to detect in somebody's speech. And remember, this is the sign of immaturity. People are immature. And you usually have nothing good to learn from these people. Just say goodbye. This is a Christian channel that says God is a restorer of joy. So the joy of life, this is what I can tell you. The joy of life is the joy of creation. Be creative with yourself, with your own life, with your, house, I don't know. Do something creative because, and do something creative and do something that makes you smile and happy, that you are pleased that you did something good for yourself and for your life. Don't live for others. Even if it's your mother, your own mother, your father. Don't do that. I did that mistake too. Because, I was raised to be... Oh, this is the trouble with the human race generally, but with women, it's always like that. With the females, because they've been told since day they were born, they've been told about obedience. I don't have to be obedient to this one, that one, the other one, anyone. I don't have to be obedient, and to stay at the bottom all my life, do I? So remember this, God is a restorer of joy. This is also a Christian channel. Don't forget to pray today. I can tell you one thing, that a prayer does concentrate your thoughts onto something else, onto what you are speaking. Remember Our Father prayer? It's just our Father, not somebody else's father, and it's a father. It's not, oh God, I'm so afraid of you, I don't know you. If He is my Father, and He is, well then, I can always call Him for help. And He is almighty. And He is the force, not forces of, nature, of universe or something. The one force that, creates everything, solves problems. So don't forget to pray today. Just Our Father. You can do it 100 times until you realize that while you are praying, there is always something in the back of your mind that distracts you. Isn't that so? So don't forget to pray today. It gives results. This is from the 3rd channel, from Swami Vivekananda, the guy who about 100 years ago spoke such truths that I believe in. I feel it in the core of my, existence. Proclaim the glory of the Atman with the roar of a lion, and impart fearlessness unto all beings by saying, Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. I have nothing to say about it. Just try to live like that, fearlessly. Remember Anita Morjani? Read her book. She died and she was terminally ill, and she died and she came back. And I love those near-death experiences. I love when people talk about what they saw in the other world, because it shows you in what kind of bullshit you all people believe in for as long as you live on earth. There is so much bullshit going on. Of course, one religion or the other religion or the third religion, it doesn't matter. it shows you some rules of life, but it doesn't show you the complete light. It's only 2 or 3 breadcrumbs you will get, but you yourself, you have to grow. You must grow. You yourself. And Anita Morjani spoke about fearlessness. Go back and live fearlessly. That's what her dead father told her. She met him when she was, dead. And then she came alive. This is also from Vivekananda. The calmer we are and the less disturbed our nerves, the more shall we love and the better will be our work. When you think about it in your own life, yes, it's the truth. The calm people and the people who are not easily disturbed, they have some kind of good impact on the rest of us. The easily disturbed people, they must learn how to calm their nerves. It doesn't mean that you always have to be slow with slow movements of your hands and things like that. People still have jobs, It doesn't go overnight, too. But try to find out what makes you calm and close to yourselves. And what makes you nervous? What is the thing that makes you hurry up? Go, come on, go, faster. Fuck off. I don't need that kind of job. Oh, I remember jobs like that from my life. I don't need them. This is from Vivekananda too. He speaks about yoga. I'm not going to bullshit too much about yoga because I am not a yogi. I do maybe 3 or 4 exercises that I found they are very easy to do, and I feel some kind of it's just like stretching to me, and I feel good about it. And it's not like when you are going to to exercise somewhere, lifting weights or something. It's very passive. It's very peaceful. And I'm sorry to say, I don't do it like regularly, as I probably should. But it makes me feel calm. It makes me feel like I've just stretched. There are only 3 or 4 that I like, that I can, they're very simple and I can do it. But it does good to my body. And this is what Vivekananda said about yoga. The end and the aim of yoga is to realize God. Yoga means the method of joining man and God. Now this is very important, this sentence. Yoga is controlling the senses, will and mind. The benefit of its study is that we learn to control instead of being controlled. Don't you find it the truth? that, the outside world, the people and the nature and the people and everything around you, the outside world is always trying to control you in some way, in a certain way. If this helps me to learn to control my body instead of being controlled constantly, I find that somebody is trying to put me under her or his control, or its control, and I don't like it. This is from Vivekananda too. Whom you are going to hate or fight, know then that you are he, and model your whole life accordingly. And he who knows this and models his life accordingly will no more grovel in darkness. This is the problem of all the people. They always have to fight. They always hate somebody. I don't actually hate somebody, but I found out through my life and my experiences that I always have to fight. Did I imagine the fight for myself to grow, or to destroy myself, or to prove something? I don't really know. Can you answer that question? For you, for me, for yourselves. I don't have to fight. Everything is given to me. This is the wisdom that I've learned throughout my life. This is from Vivekananda too. Spiritual life begins when you have loosened yourself from the control of the senses. He whose senses rule over him is worldly. He is a slave. This is what I always felt. It is so. But it's very hard to achieve that goal. You always kind of stay a little worldly. That's one of the reasons why money was invented. To keep you in that worldly state. United States of America. United States. A state. Why is it called state? State of mind, state of body, state of my health. I always wondered. This is from Vivekananda too. He spoke so many truths 100 years ago. Identify yourself with Atman, not with human limitations. Atman means the divinity, you know. It is so hard to do, isn't it? Because you've been programmed, and everybody programs you in a certain way. Just look at the TV. Look at the first commercial. You go out on the street and you see those big, huge jumbo posters. It's insulting for the human intelligence, how some commercials are stupid. But we'll still do them. We need the worldly life, don't we? And this is from Vivekananda too. God has become man. Man will become God again. Well, thank you. This is This is a very good quote for the future. This is from Vivekananda too. Day and night, tell yourself, I am he. I am he. You see, I spoke about this in one of my previous videos about, 7 months ago, when I said, well, when those first two bit the apple, God knew very, very well that the mental illusions will come into his mind. So he gave some prayers to be repeated. He gave some sentences or something to those first people that must be repeated. Because if you have a bad habit, if you constantly repeat something, or even if you have a child and you constantly repeat something to him or her, usually it's her, sometimes it's he, but usually it's her, eventually they will start believing in it. And they will destroy their lives. Basically, you destroyed their lives because they were born out of love to experience this world. And you gave him or her bullshit. You didn't give him love or her. You gave him your own bullshit, your own wars in your head to deal with. This is Vivekananda too. Work hard, be steady, and have faith in the Lord. Which is true, of course. This is from Vivekananda too. All power is within you. I already spoke about this one. You can do anything and everything. Believe in that. Do not believe that you are weak. You can do anything and everything without even the guidance of anyone. Stand up and express the divinity within you. It really comes very hard to do that if you were or if you are programmed, right? This is from Vivekananda too. Live for an ideal and leave no place in the mind for anything else. This is the truth. But with programmed people, with thousands of programmed people, what kind of ideal will be? For you to feel good and restore your joy and to bring God back to earth as in the beginning, as in the beginning it was to be now. Remember Germany before the Second World War? How can thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, believe in such a bullshit? Because they wanted better lives. Something was promised to them. They lived in very high inflation times. They needed 50,000 paper bills to pay, bread and butter and milk. So somebody promised them a better life. And the guy called Hitler and a bunch of people behind him, of course, they had some kind of plan, probably, and it was their task to convince people into something, that this is good for them. And I lived in Germany for 1 year. It was exactly for 1 year. And first of all, Hitler wasn't a German. He was Austrian, from Austria. And he knew very, very well as the people around him, those two handful of people. They knew very well the German soul, how to explain this. Work, order, discipline, and you must be honest, Work, order, discipline, obedience. They knew very, very well the obedience of the German people. And they knew that they will work hard to achieve something. So let's take a shovel in our hands and work hard. I give you an idea and let's follow it, to have better lives. It was promised to them, better lives. They didn't do it because they needed another God for themselves. So they became very arrogant in a certain way, because work, order, discipline, it requires a lot of obedience, It's not true that every man who was born in this country was good for army. It's not true that everybody wanted to go to the army. This is why it's important to influence the young people, because the young people, they would like some experiences in life. They do what the other young people do. They don't need their own will. You can influence them somehow, sometime. So what happened? We know what happened. And I will say to you that it is written in the Bible. I don't remember where, but I do remember one of the apostles said that knowledge makes you like boasting, and love creates. And this is exactly what happened to Germany. They became people who thought they were the smartest in the world, because at that time they had Volkswagen, they had a tank, they had, lots of weapons and things like that. They had a lot of obedient people to produce all those bullshit things, to expand the Reich. I don't know where, everywhere they wanted. And this is actually what became of them in the end. They became the worst of the world. You are striving to be the Superman, the best. And then in the end you get yourself bullshit. So it's very important to live for an ideal, but be very careful what kind of ideal you live for. And one more thing, I will add one more thing to this comment. I always say, and I always will say, Hitler had manners too. people are obsessed with some kind of false kindness, false mannerisms, that are acceptable, and what can you do without them? I don't give a shit, because I'm concentrated on, actually, I'm not concentrated on your manners. I'm concentrated on something else. I'm concentrated on what my inner wisdom tells me about you. This is why I refused some jobs. Even if I had almost nothing to eat, but I don't want to work for you because I don't like you at the moment of the interview, the job interview. Because I didn't like you. And I always say, Hitler had manners too. He must have had them. He wouldn't be what he was at that time when he was alive. So be very careful. Live for an ideal, but be very careful what this ideal is and what it brings to you in the future. Better lives, better lives. Let's join the European Union. We will have better lives. What fucking better lives? Only 2 or 3 breadcrumbs have changed. But I don't see that I have so much betterment in my life, for example. Let's go on. This is from Vivekananda too. These are the states, and states must ever change. But the nature of the soul is bliss, peace, unchanging. We have not to get it, we have it. Only wash away the dross and see it. I've got nothing special to say about that. The state, what kind of states? The mental states. But the nature of soul is bliss, peace, and it's unchanging. So go on and explore yourself. This is from Vivekananda too. Come to God any way you can, only come. But in coming, do not push anyone down. Well, unfortunately, people do that. They push somebody down without even knowing. This is from Vivekananda too. Fill the brain with high thoughts, highest ideals. Place them day and night before you. And out of that will come great work. This is from Vivekananda too. In a truly noble work, not to speak of man, even God himself befriends the doer. I thank you, my Lord, for being my best friend. This is my comment to that. This is from Vivekananda too. If you think of yourself strong, strong you will be. Have faith in yourself. All power is in you. Remember Louise Hay? She wrote a book that says, I think it's called All Power is Within You, something like that. Well, just read it. This is from Vivekananda too. Discard fear. Let not your faith be shaken. Has danger any power over one whom the Lord has taken into his fold? Now think about that. What are you afraid of? Why do you have insurance companies? So many insurance companies. What would you like to be insured against weather conditions? Today people can even change the weather conditions. They already have with climate change and bullshit. So you're going to insure your house against earthquake or something? Or I don't know, a flood? It can be caused. This is from Vivekananda too. The very struggle to conquer error makes us gods. So I have something to say about that one too. I've been raised in a family like most of you, where it was, how do I say this? Almost everything is unforgivable. How can you do this? How can you do that? And then they put it in front of me like you put lunch in front of yourselves. You know, I don't need to eat that shit from you, from anybody. It was just an error. And we can actually, a person or a child, you listening to this, it was just an error. It wasn't the unforgivable fucking thing that you will remember all your life. You know? And many people raise their children like that. Like, oh, you are from the devil because you have your own mind. You have your own way, you know. You are different than me. You are... Basically, what it tells me now, at this age, I understand it differently. What it tells me that you wanted a child that will be the spitting image of you, not the image of God. You see, in my language, it says actually in the Bible, at the beginning, when God created a man, the first human being, yes? In English language it says that he created the first human being to his image. It says like that, to his image. In my language it is translated like this. He created the first man, the first human being, at his slika I prilika. It's two words actually. Slika means a picture. Prilika means the opportunity. Not image. The word image in English, what is the image? The image is how people will see me. This is what I understand about the word image. To his image, to his picture actually. But what about the opportunity? Am I God's opportunity or my parents' opportunity? Whose opportunity is it? I think God's. And my own, of course. Because my experiences are my experiences. Not mom's, dad's, my ancestors who are dead, or some bullshitter who will tell me how to live my life. All my life, somebody will tell me how to live my fucking life. It's my life, not yours. So, the very struggle to conquer error. When you do something wrong, it's an error. An error can be really corrected. And if it's just an error that can be corrected, it's not a God-forsaken world, and it's not unforgivable sin that you should die immediately. No, it's not. So people who teach you that it's unforgivable and things like that, fuck them off immediately. Because they did it once and they will do it all the time. When they strive for the wisdom and get the wisdom of life, of divinity, then you can talk to them. It was just an error. And it can be corrected, yes? Yes. This is from Vivekananda too. Every work has got to pass through hundreds of difficulties before succeeding. Those that persevere will see the light sooner or later. Well, thank you for that one, for that thought, because how can we overcome those difficulties if we don't know where we are going with our lives? Somebody has to tell us something, and you got to be very careful whom you are listening to, don't you? Oh, this is a very important one from Vivekananda too, of course. Now listen to this very carefully. And this is the quote that I think will restore all your hope if you're feeling hopeless and really miserable. I wish I knew it 20 years ago, but I didn't. Listen to this one. No life will be a failure. There is no such thing as failure in the universe. 100 times man will hurt himself, 1,000 times he will tumble. But in the end, he will realize that he is God. So basically, that tells me that this is our ultimate goal. It's not my goal to live and die, live, get sick and die for the pension. The pension, you know how the pensioners live in my country? They have nothing to eat. They're going from one trash can to another. This is the pension you have to slave to for 40 years. Fuck off. Well, that's the wrong promise, one of them at least. Isn't that right? I can't imagine what will happen in 20 years. I don't see it too bright. So this is our ultimate goal, because when you realize that you are God too in your own life, not to somebody else, to everybody else, that's when everything changes. I live for myself and only for myself. Not for you, not for the nation, not to be a hero or something like that, to be praised like some kind of false guru. I don't live to be somebody's worker, slave, idiot. I don't. This is from Vivekananda too. Let every one of us ask ourselves, what have we learned? Have we taken hold of the torch of truth? And if so, how far did we carry it? Oh, let me tell you something. I always liked to speak the truth. Well, my own truth, even as a child. But I've noticed one important thing. People don't like truth. Oh, the truth will set you free, yes. But they don't like it. They live for mannerisms. Manners. How will you earn money? How will you live? You know, it's like, oh, so-called the care for your children. No, you don't even like honesty in your children. You like to control them and to control their future. I remember my friend who, I already spoke about this in one video. She had I didn't see her for about 10 years or 11 years. And she offered me a ride. I finally saw her. She offered me a ride and she had 2 kids, 2 sons. And she told me about her children. One of them was 8 years old and she told me, well, he likes to be in the nature, in the forest. So he'll go to the forestry, University of Forestry. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her? The child is 8 years old and you make plans for him what he will study in, I don't know, 15 years or something. Are you out of your fucking mind? I didn't tell her anything because this is where the place where I come from, it's very bad to say your opinion. It's very bad to, basically to say anything, especially the truth. Now I feel sorry for that. Maybe I should have said something. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should, you know? And this is what manners do. This is what protocol does. Why should I meet the queen when she requires certain behavior from me? That means that she is the ruler. No, she is not the ruler. She doesn't give a shit about the truth for as long as you bow to her and give her the money to live for free. Doesn't she? A queen or a king, it doesn't matter who it is. Royal bullshitters. So what I wanted to tell you is that people don't like the truth. I make these videos and I speak about my truth and my experiences too. But it's very seldom that people want to watch it. You know, because they care about their own bullshit, their own illusions, their own possessions. Maybe you have very, very little and you strive to have more and you never have more because you just live in a world of illusion. Yes, I live in a world of illusion too. I am in this world too. I'm in this physical world, but I speak my truth, and my truth will, well, save me. And basically I've noticed that people don't like the truth. They like to gain something out of, well, truth of somebody who knows something, to gain usually material wealth or some kind of advantages, but they don't like the truth. They don't like to live by the truth, and they don't like to hear it. When they hear it, it's dangerous. It's because of the truth. Jesus was crucified, wasn't he? And that proves to me that the word is the power. The truth and the word is the tailor of life. It's because of the words that you speak, the words of truth. Somebody will find you dangerous. They don't give a shit about being saved. They give a shit about their own illusions. To have mercenaries, to have servants, to have bullshitters who will give them money so they can live and eat for free. Isn't that so? So as Vivekananda said, have we taken hold of the torch of truth? And if so, how far did we carry it? I carried it, well, long enough to speak about it in my videos. Let's see what it brings to me in the future. This is Vivekananda too. So long as the millions live in hunger and ignorance, I hold every person a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. And you are fucking traitors, actually. It's very interesting that I spoke about this so many times in my life, and now, at this age, at my age, I find this quote which is probably 100 years old. So I hold you, traitors, demanding from, well, people like me to work for you, to give you something, to pay for your, how shall I say, for your house at the seaside, expensive whores, expensive cars. Just like I said to the guy had a house and he rented flats, and so he rented one to me. And when I was moving out, there were some misunderstandings. I already spoke about this in one video. And I just told him this. Well, I'm very interested to know, how can one cop build a house with 5 apartments? Can you answer me that? One cop can do that. One cop. He has a house at the seaside, drives a Mercedes, has a small bar, has a house with 5 apartments, and he rents all that. Well, how much fucking money do you need? I can understand one of them can be, well, inheritance, but not all of them. Isn't that so? Anyway, in my country, I find cops and people at the, government offices, Yes, government offices. It's the forestry, it's some business centers, and, not to mention the, the courtrooms. They want to build some kind of courtroom somewhere right now, but they're not worried about the true justice, I'm not even going to go into that in this video. So you are all traitors. And basically, you deserve what you will have in the future. I don't need to feel sorry for you. You didn't feel sorry for me when you wanted to take the bread out of my mouth, too. I'm going to reverse your game. Because I can do that. You can't escape. This is from Vivekananda too. Whatever you do sincerely is good for you. Even the least thing well done brings marvelous results. Therefore, let everyone do what little he can. That's the truth. Remember from one of my previous videos when I said that I see something in people's eyes. You can tell bullshit story, you can lie, you can act like an actor, but there is something in your eyes that I see. And when I see that, I don't like you anymore. This is why most people think that I'm a little weird or something. Because I just say goodbye. I saw something in you, in your own eyes, and I don't like it. And I did it with every right that I have. This is from Vivekananda too. The powers of the mind are like the rays of the sun. When they are concentrated, they illumine. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. Well, that's the truth. But don't use the powers of the mind on me. Because I will give you back what you just sent me. So what you bring to me, let it be for you. This is from Vivekananda too. The whole universe is one. There is only one self in the universe, only one existence. And I'm not going to comment too much about that. This is from Vivekananda too. Work, my children, work heart and soul without caring for results. What if you go to hell while trying to do good to others? I say that is definitely better than winning heaven only for yourself. Do you remember one of my previous videos when I said, oh, the good intentions. They always know what's right for you. But actually, people don't know what's right for me. You don't know my way. You don't know my life path. You don't know if I really wanted this or I want it, I don't want it. You don't really know, do you? You only know what is good for yourself. But you have a good intention, don't you? Because I am in trouble, I am in need. So you can only give me what you think it's the best for me. If you were in my position, and I didn't ask you anything, you just came to impose your idea that this is good for me. I bet you were in the same position too. This is from Vivekananda too. Listen carefully. You are infinite, deathless, birthless. Because you are infinite spirit, It doesn't benefit you to be a slave. Arise, awake, stand up and fight. Why would I be, for example, a slave to the money, a slave to the... I've been asking myself over the past more than 25 years, why should I be a slave to the money, a slave to the pension, like my mother, Oh, what will I do with that pension? She will work without pay. But she will work for a fucking pension. What fucking pension? Do you have any brains? And of course, then when she looks back, oh, it's his fault, it's that fault, it's always somebody else's fault, So I've learned very early in life that the truth is important. It's the most important thing is the truth. And to live by it. Not to be distracted, even if it's your parents. Don't be distracted. Just fuck them off. You don't hate them, but you don't have to be living in primitivism all your life. If they chose to think that way and to live by it, you don't have to. You don't have to be a slave of your house or your parents' house, my parents, I share a house with my parents, and I fight all the time about that fucking house, It's very common to where I live, because like 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, they wanted, many people did it, they go to, for example, to Austria or Germany, then they have a job for like 20 years or something, they build a house, then they start building another house because, oh, my son will get married or something like that. I know one guy like that. How can they didn't go to Germany or something, they had barely something to eat, but they built 2 houses, one for themselves and the other one for their son. But their son is a stupid idiot. It proves to me that you never know what you give birth to. He's not for marriage. He's not even for work, but he works somewhere. How can you expect somebody who works he found a job in, public, how do you say it in English? Those people who maintain the public water supply, something like that. He doesn't have a salary like $10,000 every month. They don't have a salary like that, do they? But they build a house especially for him. They didn't build a house for their daughter. Maybe because, of course, the son is more important. And their son, he's so weird, strange. He's not even... I don't even think he had a girlfriend in his life. But it's important that their son has another house. So they built basically 2 houses. Then they went to pension. Then their pension was so small that they could barely live in their house that they built. Their son's salary is so small that they have a material fat as a burden. They never have enough money to maintain both houses. How can you build 2 houses in your lifetime, in one lifetime? What did you do? You came from work and you lifted the bricks in your spare time. What kind of life is fucking that? You are a slave. You are a slave of the future that you don't know what it will be. And then you say you believe in God. No, you don't. Even Jesus Christ said, don't be worried about tomorrow. Let tomorrow worry about itself. What does it mean? It means that spontaneity is the essence of life. Spontaneity brings creativity. And it is creativity that solves all the problems all the time. What the fuck are you people doing? You will build in one lifetime, you will build 3 houses. How many houses do you need? You have 3 children, you have to have 4 houses. 3 for every kid and one for yourself. What the fuck are you doing? When will you ask yourself, who am I really? Why am I doing this? Do I have to do this? Who told me that I must do that? It's the must, I must, you must, he must, she must. What must? What have to? What the fuck does it mean? No, I don't. Now, another one from Vivekananda. If you are really pure, how do you see the impure? For what is within, it is without. We cannot see impurity without having it inside ourselves. This is one of the practical sides of Vedanta, and I hope that we shall all try to carry it into our lives. Our whole life here is to carry this into practice. Now, how can I see the impure? Everybody around me was impure. When I was a child, a really small child, I saw the impurity around myself everywhere. And basically, to grow up, to be an adult, to me it meant to be rotten. I didn't want to grow up. I remember that. I met so many liars, so many, even within my own family, so many, just terrible people that I didn't want to grow up. I didn't want to learn how to be like them. How do I survive in this fucking world? And this is what really bothered me. How do I live? How do I live with the truth inside of me when it is not a good thing to speak about the truth? It's not a good thing to fight for the truth. It's not a good thing. It's just not a good thing to spit somebody the truth in his face. You know, what does that mean to me? It means that I must be in fear all the fucking time about facing consequences when you live by the truth and you speak about the truth. The truth in me generally and around me. I saw so many terrible people pretending to be so wonderful on the outside. I saw something in their eyes as he speaks, or she or he speaks. I just look at their eyes. If there is something I don't like, it's goodbye. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is this. I'm better off alone without you. I'm glad you can watch my videos. It's it's not very personal, is it? It is a personal information. But I don't have to look at you right now. The cause of all the miseries we have in the world is that men foolishly think pleasure to be the ideal to strive for. After a time, man finds that it is not happiness but knowledge towards which he is going, and that both pleasure and pain are great teachers, and that he learns as much as from evil as from good. I'm not going to comment too much about that one. You don't even have to think about it. It's the truth. This is from Vivekananda too. Go on saying, I am free. Never mind if the next moment delusion comes and says, I am bound. Dehypnotize the whole thing. So yes, I am free. And thank you very much for that. This is from Vivekananda also. It is our own mental attitude which makes the world what it is for us. Our thoughts make things beautiful. Our thoughts make things ugly. The whole world is in our own minds. Learn to see things in the proper light. That's a really nice quote. And yes, to change the way of your thinking, that's very important. But I've noticed that many people love their own illusions and then they complain. I did the same thing because everybody does it, because nobody does anything else. It's only in the 20th century, you see, when this idea appeared and it spread throughout the world. Change your own mental attitude to live a little bit better. This is from Vivekananda too. Help and not fight, assimilation and not destruction, harmony and peace and not dissension. When I remember how much I had to fight in my life for some stupid thing, I can't believe I'm still alive, actually. This one is from Vivekananda too. Do not look back upon what has been done. Go ahead. Thank you for that. How many people look back to look at their mistakes in life and they can't get out because they've been told they are bad or there is something wrong with them. If there is something so wrong with you, so wrong that it's, I don't know, it's unbelievable. How can you still be alive and get the opportunity? Yes, the picture and the opportunity, remember, to correct the error. Huh? And this is from Vivekananda too, and it's the last one I have. First, get rid of the delusion, I am the body. Then, only then, will we want real knowledge. So what am I then? I am free and I am me. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this is all from me for today. I thought that this video won't be that long, but it is. And I put one of my comments after each sentence I read. I really do hope that these words will change your life for the better. Finally. And this is why I recorded this in English language. Thank you for listening. And do something about your lives. Yes. People complain, people do this, people do that. Try to live your life for yourselves. You don't have to fuck off everybody. But on the other hand, it's not forbidden, is it? Try to connect with the God, the truth, the way, the truth, and the life within yourself. This is the intention, my intention for making this video today. Because I don't see the future very, very bright for everybody. Good night.